Hi there, this is Professor Burge. We're going to take a look at a template for writing a press release. This is a template I want you to use for writing your press release for next Monday. This is a draft that you'll be submitting. So the first thing we should notice is that you're going to need to create a logo for your organization, your corporation. And you can do it however you wish. You can use whatever software tools you're accustomed to using. But all press releases have a logo. They have a corporation logo, and you need to have one as well. This is for immediate release. Sometimes you'll see embargoed release with a specific date for when the information can be published. This is very common in finance and with corporations, especially those that trade stock. And the reason they embargo the information is to give the reason they pass out the press release with a specific request not to publish the information is to give reporters a chance to prepare the story in advance, to do the research they need to do, perhaps interview some people, and form the skeleton of a story that they will fill out in greater detail. And once the embargo is lifted, and they can reach out to certain other people, perhaps at the corporation. But releasing it to reporters in advance is a sign of respect. We trust you not to break this embargo, not to share it before we've asked you to, and also to give you a chance to do some reporting in advance. So when the deadline to release the information comes, you're prepared. But for our purposes, this is for immediate release, and you include the day's date. And so the date for this press release will be April 5th, 2021, because that's the day it's due. Most press releases have certainly one contact person. Sometimes they have two contact people. You want their names. You want cell phone numbers. Cell phone is the primary way we reach each other. Landlines are not as useful because we're all in different places at different times doing our jobs. So cell phone it is. This doesn't include social media information. So you should include some form of social media, probably Twitter, where someone could direct message you. Okay. As we talked about previously, all press releases have a headline, and so you need a headline, basically summarizing the news that's being written about below. A subhead, which comes below the headline, just elaborates a little further. It's smaller type, it comes under the primary headline, and it just provides a little bit more information on the story. Okay? We go here, what you want is your dateline, the name of the city where you are, let's say Monday or Sunday, and you should include the state and the time bracket. So if you look here, it says a city where the news is taking place, the month, the day of the event. So the assignment is to write about a holiday, an upcoming holiday. It can be Passover, it can be Easter. I know we're in the middle of Passover, but you can write about Passover, Easter, Labor Day, July 4th. And so you can pick the date for when this event will happen. The first section, the first paragraph of your news release should include, look at that, should include news. It should be written like a hard news story. You want to put the news up front so people don't have to go digging through the press release to find it. So, in one or two sentences, what is the most important information about this event? You want to put the most timely information there. You want to put the information that has the most impact for the largest number of people. And like any news story, you start with the most important information. So that's one or two sentences. That's your first paragraph. The second paragraph is more details about the event that's going to be held, right? What's happening, where it is, who's going to be involved. This is where you answer the rest of the 5 W's that you didn't address in the first section. Remember, when we were talking about writing news, we said you put the most important of the 5 W's in the lead. And then the rest of the W's that weren't addressed in the lead come in the second paragraph. You expand on that information. So here you're going to follow up the first paragraph with the second paragraph that provides additional details about what's happening, where it's happening, who's involved. And this might be a place for a quote. And again, I think I mentioned in the other video that press releases are written, or should be written, I think, in the language of journalists. And so the quotes should be written and punctuated the same way, including attribution. Moving on to the third section, this is where you're going to include background and special features. So if I were writing about an event that my company was sponsoring about the holiday, in the assignment I mentioned, if I were writing about an event that was going to take place, I might be holding a community Seder. I might be having a community egg roll. I might include background information on that event. So maybe it's been going on for 10 years. Maybe it's something that my parents started and it's passed down to generation to me, and then my children are taking it part. You're going to provide some background and history, and anything really special about the event, so that someone who's going to write this story, a journalist is reading this, so that someone who's going to write the story has some context, has some understanding about why this is important, who's in charge, what's different about it from previous years, and really information that a reporter can use to sort of develop a theme for the story, right? The last section describes the group or the host. This is the boilerplate, a paragraph we talked about in the other video. It's basically a general description of the organization and the individuals involved. And you end with 3 hashtags so that the reporter knows it's only 1 page, or it should only be 1 page, okay? And this is the template that you should use for producing your draft press release. The assignment sheet for which is in the assignment folder. Okay? If you have questions, shoot me a note. In your group work, in your groups this week, I want you to talk about this assignment and talk through ideas with each other about the sort of event you might write about, the sort of celebration you might write about, and really have some fun with it. And that's really why I picked this assignment, was so you could have a little bit of fun with it. Okay? I will talk to you soon. Take care.